What is up, castaways? Thank you for tuning back into my YouTube channel again. I'm sorry that I have not been posting lately. It's been really tough with the weather. It's been really cold. We had a lot of snow going on for a while there. Recently, it actually just started to get really nice out. It's been 40 and above. We've been having some pretty decent weather lately. I actually drove past the pond by my house not too long ago, and the ice is actually starting to melt on it, and there's a good section of open water out there, so it's not going to be too long until I can go and get a fishing license and I can actually start getting out there and creating some good content for you guys to see. If you guys are new to the YouTube channel, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share. There's also this great little thing, it's a little notification bell next to the subscribe button that you guys can turn on, and you'll get notifications when I'm posting new videos, new content, new challenges, pretty much anything. You'll get notifications from my channel. Alright, so now that that's all out of the way, I'm going to be showing you guys some new jigs that I picked up, some new lures, some of the ones that I'm really excited to use, talk about some of my plans for the spring and for the summer. Also, I'm going to be building a spot kit. I don't know if you guys have ever really heard of spot fishing. It's a saltwater fish that I go down to Maryland and I catch in the Chesapeake Bay. There's no cure limits on them. There's no size limits, so you don't have to worry about throwing back shorts or anything. They're actually a really good eating fish. I have not tried a catch and cook with them yet, but I'm thinking that's going to be one of my videos in the future, is a catch and cook with spot. Comment down below if you guys really want to see that. I think that would be a really cool video. And yeah, well, let's get into this then. I'm going to start with jigs that I picked up yesterday. I went to the local Walmart with my buddy Hunter, and pretty much I went through the fishing section, and of course I'm like a kid in a candy store. I got to have, you know, one of everything. But my thought process behind this one was I saw regular sized jigs, which are typically ½ ounce. I saw that they had smaller ones next to them, and they were going down in size. Different brands and stuff. They weren't exactly the same brand, but they had different ones next to them. I had Booyah, Strike King, and Arky. But they came in different sizes. So ½ ounce is like the standard one that I saw. They had 1/4 ounce and they had 3/16 ounce. So my thought process behind it was I was thinking about trying them during the spring, jigging them on beds, putting some different kind of crazy trailers on them, maybe using some craws or some lizards or, I don't know, some rage tails. I don't know. I'm going to try different things. So the first one that I'm going to start with is a ½ ounce. This is actually the largest one that I bought yesterday. It's a black and blue, of course. I absolutely love black and blue. I talked about black and blue in my previous videos with chatterbaits. But this was the first one that I picked up, and I mean, it's a really good color for by me. It works really well. Water clarity by me is kind of dark, kind of murky, but there's this one pond that I fish, and it's kind of a curveball sometimes when I go there, because on a cloudy day it'll be really murky, and you can see there's a clear difference in water color and everything and water clarity, and then on a sunny day you'll be able to see straight to the bottom, which is very weird because that body of water doesn't have any outflow or inflow, so there's not really any current that can kick anything up or anything in there. Not really sure. It's just a very, very strange pond to fish, and I mean, it pretty much depends on the day, so you got to bring both sides of the tackle, whether it be for clear quality water or for murky water. Here's the first one that I was talking about. It's a ½ ounce. It's football head, black and blue. I'm trying to think of like different trailers that I want to put on here. I'm thinking more so going for craws this year and lizards. It seems that craws really work well by me because there's a lot of craws in the water around here, especially in southern Pennsylvania. So I'm thinking that might be a really good strategy. Again, I haven't really experimented with them, so don't quote me on anything here. But yeah, I'm really excited to try these during the spring. Moving down the line is a Booyah Baby Boo. Let me see if I can put this in the light a little bit better. There we go. I went with this one because it's a little bit more of a natural color. It's also a football head. My buddy Hunter actually said that he caught his PB bass on this. I don't know which size he used or which color he used. But the way that I was thinking about it, I was looking at it as a smaller presentation when the water's starting to warm up, fish are starting to become active. But it's kind of like during the fall where they don't want to chase as much when the water's cold and stuff, and when they're being lethargic. So they're looking for an easier meal, and they're looking for a smaller presentation, I feel like. So I think that the smaller presentation might work better during the spring as the water's starting to warm up and moving it up to a bigger presentation. This one is another similar one. This one's the Bitsy Flip. It's actually very similar to the Booyah Baby Boo one in color. Both are very natural looking colors. So that's another one that I'm excited to use. Again, smaller presentation. This one's another one of the Arky ones. Another more natural looking color. This one's in a 1/4 ounce, football head. Has a really nice weed guard on it. Like I said, I haven't tried any of these, so I'm not too sure how those weed guards work. But I mean, again, it's going to be nice to test these out in the spring, see how they work. And lastly, the smallest one that I got was the Stray King Bitsy Bug, and I'm sure you guys can guess what color this is in. It's my favorite color, black and blue. Not too long ago, I also went to Dick's Sporting Goods. I picked up one of these tools. Not too sure why I haven't picked them up, before. It was actually quite cheap. It was only like $5 for this, and I think it was $3 for the add-on. But what this is, it's a wacky worm tool. So you put your stick bait in this side, and you slide one of these little O-rings down, and essentially what that does is it puts the O-ring onto your worm, and you're able to put the hook between the O-ring and the worm, so it saves a lot of life in your stick baits. It's especially good for like the Gary Yamamoto Senkos, because they have a higher salt content and they tend to rip a lot easier, so after like 2 or 3 fish, it's like you gotta replace it. On the cheaper ones, they last a little bit longer because they're not really as good of quality. But, I mean, yeah, it's a really cool tool. I can't wait to try it out because I love to wacky rig during the summer. So this is one that I picked up over at Sportsman's Warehouse by me. It's a store that opened up not too long ago. I actually mentioned this in one of my videos before about a hook in the hand waiting to happen with these. So I had a bunch of spinner baits in my other box, and there was like no organization whatsoever to it. And I mean, they were all just like monkey string down, and it just wasn't good. And it was, a bad thing waiting to happen. So I finally picked up one of these. It's one of those little separators for spinner baits. I don't really have them organized in any particular way. I pretty much just spaced them out so that they're not all hanging on each other and everything. This is that spot kit that I was talking about in the beginning that I was going to do. I actually picked up one of these Zero Rust boxes. I figured what better tackle box to do this with than something that's going to be used for saltwater to test it out. I have not actually tried one of these in the past before. This is the first one that I picked up. It's a little bit more than a traditional box. I mean, a traditional box around this size usually runs about, I don't know, between $3 and $5. This one ran about $7 because of the Zero Rust. So I'm kind of excited to see how well this really works. Diving into this box, I got some small bobbers in here because, again, they're really small fish. So the less restriction on the line, the more hookup ratio that you're going to have. I mean, these fish are really not any bigger than a decent size bluegill that you're going to catch in a pond or a lake, to be honest with you. But again, they're really good eating fish. You use night crawlers, you can use as bait. A lot of people said don't really go with night crawlers because they deteriorate quicker in the water, and they also don't carry as much of a scent as bloodworms do. So I'm going to try bloodworms this year. I've got a couple different size weights in here for fish in the bottom, doing some high-low rigs. If I wanted to go and not use a bobber, I would just use one of these so that it does get to the bottom. I'm able to cast it out a little bit. I got some little jigs for working along pilings and stuff on the docks and stuff down in Maryland where I fish. I got some size 6 hooks here, which are a little bit bigger than the other ones that I got, and I got some size 8s over here for when there's like really small ones coming through, really small schools. Finally, I organized this box a little bit more. Might not look as organized to you guys, but I mean, I had all of my spinner baits over here, and I mean, it was just strewn everywhere. There was hooks and everything everywhere. There was lures that were all stuck together. And also, I finally got my first real rattle trap here. I saw on the Fishing with Norm YouTube channel that he said go with one that has more of a mirror reflection because it reflects the fish's environment that they're in. So whatever environment they're in, whether it be coverage, like greens or structure or anything like that, it's going to reflect their environment. It's going to look more natural to them. I always thought go with like colors that look like different bait fish, like golden shiners and all those. So I'm really excited to try this one and see this thought process, see if it actually works. I'm going to compare them side by side with some other rattle trap knockoffs that I have. Alright, so wrapping up this video, plans for this year. I've been doing a lot of networking lately, finding different fishing spots for me and my buddy to go to, doing different fishing challenges and stuff. Talked to a lot of different property owners and stuff, got permission to fish on their property, to do some filming and stuff like that. Also got permission from a couple different stores to do some fishing challenges in there. I can film in there, as long as I obviously don't get anybody in the shot that does not want to be in the shot. So yeah, I mean, it's opening up a lot of different opportunities for us to do some great fishing challenges and put some great content out there for you guys to see. Comment down below if there's any challenges that you guys want to see in particular. I already started making a list of them. I'm not going to give you guys a sneak peek at that because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great season this year. I got a lot of plans for this year, opening up a different variety of tackles and stuff that I'm using. So, yeah. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, do what you guys got to do. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you get notifications. Turn it gray. You'll get notifications anytime I'm posting a new video, new content. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think as far as what kind of challenges you want to see out there. Let me know where you guys are from, what kind of fishing you guys are doing, what kind of bait you're using. Give me some ideas of new stuff to try when the weather starts to break. So, yeah, thank you again for tuning in to the Castaway Fishing YouTube channel. And grab your favorite rod and cast away.